Okay, guys. So we are online. Okay, so let's start. Once again, I welcome you all for this AI agent engineering cohort. So as I got to know your expectations, let me walk you through what we will be covering in this 20 days journey, right? This journey will be there for means this total days will be 40 days. 20 days will be every day we will meet and we will discuss on different topics. Okay, so what those topics will be and how we are going to cover those, let me share. So just give me a minute. Let me share my screen. Okay, I hope my screen is visible, right? Okay, I will need some input from you guys so that I understand and we can move forward, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so fine. Okay, so as we initially started and I understood expectation from you guys, so I have created 20 days format. Let me walk you through that. Before that, let me tell you, we are here not to learn any programming language, okay, or not to learn how we are how to deploy it somewhere or how to use the GitHub or just to learn LLM, okay, or just to learn prompt engineering. So I will be covering all the topics, but we are here to understand and learn how we can create actual agents, the agents uh, which we can deploy in the production. Okay, and the journey starts from learning basic Python. Okay, so in the day one, so let me walk you through. So this course is designed in such a way that first, we will start with programming language. That is nothing but Python, and that we will be covering in the 3 days. Okay, so first is in the first day, that is today, we will be covering variables, data types, operators, conditions, loops, input, output, and we will learn about the UV package manager. Okay, and on top of this, we will learn when we are starting with Python, we should know how Python works, how we can set our machine so that we can use Python in a better way. Okay, so we will start with that and we will learn all these things. Okay, on the next day we will learn functions, lists, tuples, set, dictionaries, list comprehension. So these are see if we go back, if I go back and see data types, right? Data types in Python. When we say data type, we what is the first thing which comes into in our mind? It is like we have different data types, like let's say string, number, boolean, right? But in Python, when we talk about data type, those are already there. Okay, and in addition to that, we have functions, list, tuple, sets, and dictionary. So these four data types which are there, list, tuple, sets, and dictionary, we will study them thoroughly, okay? So that these are the four things. If we master them, then we can help to build a robust any Python framework, okay? So these are very important for us. Again, we'll move on the third day. We will go for advanced Python. We will learn classes, objects, hooks, exception handling, and file handling. Okay. So so in the 3 days we will be learning everything about the Python. Okay. But again, as I said, we are not here to master any particular language. We are here. See, expectation of this course is you should know Python, not Python, any programming language. And in these 3 days, we will be refreshing your Python. We will refreshing your knowledge about the program. Okay. I will be making you familiar with the Python syntaxes so that whatever knowledge you have about the programming language, you can use that with the help of Python and you can build a robust, I can say, robust programs. Okay. Okay. So on the fourth day, we'll be covering Git and GitHub. Okay. So I have devoted 1 day for Git and GitHub. Believe me, guys, I know you are working professionals. Few of you are just a college student. Okay. But I have observed in my experience, I observed people know programming language, but they are lacking this experience to uh, present something. Okay, so when I say present, so it is like you have a lot of code in your machine, okay, but there is nothing in a GitHub. And what recruiters want your code to be there in a GitHub, and you should be able to explain that particular code. So so I'm devoting one complete 2 hours, okay, for this Git and GitHub. See, uh, Git and GitHub, it is entirely, if we will go and learn about the Git and GitHub, it will take a month, and still we will not be able to complete uh, these things. Okay, but here I will give you confidence that in these 2 hours, whatever you will learn, that you can implement in all your projects, and you will be confident enough to utilize that knowledge in any project, or to utilize that knowledge to crack any kind of interview. Okay, so that is the day fourth about the Git and GitHub. Next is okay, so we are starting towards the AI. So Python is the fundamental to learn agents. See, to learn agents, we can start with any programming language, but Python and JavaScript are two such languages which helps us, or I can say these have extra advantages. If we will go with the Python, all the libraries, all the packages which are coming for AI, they are Python first. So that makes sense for us all to learn Python and use Python for all the agents or agentic AI workflows. Okay, so we have generative. So on the day 5, we will learn what is generative AI, LLM APIs, how to use different LLMs. So that will be our day 5. So if I just go through the topics, that is, we'll be differentiating what is machine learning, what is deep learning, then what is AI. Excuse me, it's very hot over here. Okay, and we'll be differentiating that with the GenAI. Okay, then we will learn about the LLMs, what different LLMs we have. So most of the times, means when I speak with the people and ask them, okay, which LLM you have worked on, they might have heard about ChatGPT, but they might have heard about Claude. Okay, but when we say LLM, they get confused because they don't know what is LLM. How they don't know how to differentiate between ChatGPT and the different versions of ChatGPT or actual LLMs they are producing. And day by day, uh, improvement is going on with those LLMs, right? So we will study about the LLMs, then tokens. So as so we say that tokens are the currency in the AI. Okay, so so token is the currency. Token is the currency of AI. So number of tokens we are going to use, that much we have to pay for it. So we have to use tokens very wisely. So we will learn about tokens. Then we'll learn about context window. See, any LLM. Okay, so we will not go deep into it, but context is something like it gives you. So if I say I want to drink something, so what kind of drink I want to have, it depends on the environment, right? So whether it's a morning and I'm going to have tea, or it's very hot and I'm going to have some cold drink. So it depends on the context. So for LLM to work, it require a context, right? So we will learn about the context and every context. So let's say in a day, there is 1,000 lines of 1,000 lines. There is a book which has 1,000 number of lines. Okay, and if I ask you to learn that complete book, then it may be like in an hour it will be too much for you. Okay, but if I say, okay, I will give you just this 5 lines, and you have to tell me, or you have to extract the information from those 5 lines, right? Then you will be in a better position, right? So that is nothing but what window you have. So we are talking here about the context window. Okay, so it is like as I feed extra information, so everybody will have some capacity to absorb that knowledge, right? It is the same, that works the same way with the LLM as well. Okay, and it has that window. So whatever knowledge we provide, if it goes out of that, then our agents will start hallucination. Okay, so we will learn, we will go deep later on. So in the similar fashion, we will learn about the temperature, hallucinations, and different APIs. So how we can use Gemini, how we can use Claude, how to create their API keys, right? Basically, in this session, I mean to say in this cohort, I will make sure that we are using, okay, I will give you a glimpse of paid APIs, Gemini or Claude, and most of the work we will do using Olama or Hugging Face. Even we can go with the Grok. Okay, so that you can do a hands-on with these API, because those will be available free for you. Okay, fine. Then we will learn about the prompt engineering. So in prompt engineering, as you can go through the topics, there are zero-shot prompting, one-shot prompting, few-shot prompting. So we will learn how to differentiate them, which prompting to use at what place. So we will go through it. This last two, the chain of thoughts and react prompting. These are really very important. And once you learn it, then you will understand the power of it, and you would be able to implement those for your agents. Okay. Next, on the day 7, we will start with advanced prompt engineering. Okay, again, here, okay, so chain of thoughts, React prompting. So here again, we are going with system prompts, structured outputs, JSON outputs. See, it is like when I will ask LLM or any, let's say I'm asking ChatGPT to provide me some output. Okay, if I give him a proper prompt for the output, in the same prompt, it will in the same structure, it will provide us the information, right? So what kind of information we need, that we will be explaining, and how to explain the LLMs to provide information in our expected form, that we'll be learning here in the advanced prompt engineering. Okay, then here we have function calling. So when we talk about LLMs, right, so we can say this as a function calling, or we can say this as a tool calling. Okay, so each LLM, so when LLMs were there, when if you'll go on the Olama, or if you'll read about the LLMs, then when we are creating agents, right? So that time you have to see whether that agent is capable for tool calling or function calling. If it is capable of tool calling or function calling, then and only then you can go ahead and use that for the agents. Otherwise, it is very difficult, or I will say it is not possible for that LLM to be used as for the agentic purpose. Okay, so we will learn as we will go to these topics, we will learn those in depth. Okay, even the prompt evaluation. Fine. So that is day 7. Then we are talking about RAG fundamentals in day 8. Okay, so see, the agenda of this cohort is to create agentic applications. Okay, so for what purpose we are creating agents? Obviously, for the industry, right? And if we are talking about industry, they will have their data with them. They are not going to share their data. Means, let's say we have SBI Bank, right? So whatever data SBI has, is that in public sector, or it is only with them? I will say it is private or confidential to them, right? Okay, so as that data is not available in the public sector, the LLMs which are trained on the public data, they don't know about it. So let's say you have your account in SBI, and if you'll go to ChatGPT and say, okay, what is my balance in SBI? Is ChatGPT going to give you a response that, okay, your SBI account has this balance? Is it going to say? It's a question, guys. Is it going to tell you what balance you have? No, it cannot. Right? Why it cannot? Because that data is not public, right? Then if SBI wants to build AI agents, right, then they have to give that data to LLM. Does that make sense? Okay, that they have to give that data to LLM. Are they going to give that data to ChatGPT, which is available for public? No, obviously not, right? So they will be having their private area, or the infrastructure where their LLM is deployed, and only to that LLM that context will be given. Even I'm not saying that complete data, that only the context will be given, and that context will come from this RAG fundamentals or from the RAG pipeline. Okay, so when we'll go, if any company is thinking of agentic AI, then it is very much necessary for them to implement RAG pipelines. Okay, if there is no RAG pipeline, they cannot go ahead with the agentic AI. Okay, so that's the importance of these RAG fundamentals. Does that make sense? Okay, so in RAG fundamentals, what we will be checking? So what is RAG architecture, RAG versus how we can fine tune. Okay, so see, there are two ways. One is like you have a LLM, okay, and to that LLM we are giving the context. As I explained you, we are giving the context, and then that LLM will work on the context and it will provide you the output. Okay, there is another way as well, that what LLM we have, we can fine tune those LLMs with respect to our requirements. Okay, so we will see the difference between the fine tuning and RAG pipelines. Okay, that is important. We will not go more deep into fine tuning, but we will just understand what it means. Okay, because this will be out of scope for us, but we will know the difference between both of these. Does that make sense? Okay, then we will learn about the embeddings. Now, what is embedding and all, we will learn in the topic. Okay, as we are saying about the embeddings, that obviously next will be vector databases where those embeddings are important. So it is like, let's say you have a normal data. Okay, so that data we will load the data. So just I'm going through the RAG thing. Okay, we in the RAG, what we do is we load the data. Then that data we are chunking. Okay, data, we say data initialization or loading. Then we transform the data, that is chunking, and the post chunking we are embedding that data so that it becomes a part of vector database. Okay, and then from the vector database we will be applying semantic search or similarity search. Okay, and then we will get the context, and that context we will be providing to different LLMs. Okay, so means your initial prompt, that context, system prompt, that all those three things will go to LLM, and then LLM will answer to whatever question you asked. Okay, but to answer that question, that context is important. Okay, so here means in the RAG, most of the things, embedding, semantic pipeline, similarity search. So these all concepts will come with the RAG. Okay, and then as I said, the vector databases. As of now, you might have heard about relational databases or document databases like MongoDB and all, right? But as as agents, or I can say as we started learning about AI, this new type of databases came into existence. Okay, and those are nothing but vector databases. So we will learn about these databases. So see, ChromaDB, it is from Google. The Fast database, it is from Meta, that is Facebook. Okay, so see, when we were in the era, it is like when, let's say, think like this. I want to build a front-end application. Okay, so we have a framework, very well known framework, that is React. So who built React? React was built by Facebook, right? React, it was their internal project, and then they make it public, and now everybody is using React, right? In the similar fashion, Angular was built by Google, right? And now these are their competitors. So if you talk about front-end application, then React and Angular, those were very famous. Now we have other framework as well. Vue is there, Svelte is there, and many frameworks are available. Okay, so now other frameworks are available, but there was a time where these two were competing, were the competitors of each other. In the similar fashion, now we are in the AI era, and in this era, with AI, we came with vector databases. And these vector databases are very famous right now, which is ChromaDB from Google and Fast from Facebook or Meta. Okay, so the way technology changes, the leading companies come into it, and they establish their tools so that they are not left behind. Correct? And that is what we are going to learn about the vector databases on day 9. Then day 10, It is about the advanced RAG, that is chunking, retrieval strategies, metadata filtering, hybrid search, re-ranking. So many things we'll be learning over here. I'm sure, means if you are not from the AI background, this will be jargons for you. But as we will go ahead, you will get to know all these things, and you will be really interesting. You will be very much interested, or that will be much more informative for you. So we will go ahead with that. Okay, so see, as of now, so this day 9, 10, 9 or 8, okay, we started with some new concepts. Here we, day 7, we will be learning about prompt engineering. Day 6, again, the prompt engineering and all. So, okay, basically what I want to say, so from day 1 to day 3, it is about the programming language. Then, so programming, it is about, I will say, it is just about we are building any new application, or as a developer, we will be learning this. Okay, even the Git, we will be learning as a developer. Then generative AI, LLM APIs. So this is a functional, or I will say this is a theoretical knowledge where we will do a practicals as well. But this will be a new with respect to AI. Okay. Again, the prompt engineering, this is with respect to AI. Advanced prompt engineering with respect to AI. RAG entirely, it is the fundamental for any agentic AI applications. Okay. So vector databases, it is, even this topic is with AI. Same goes with advanced RAG. And now we are again here. If you see this, read the topic, Pydantic, data classes, and typedict. Okay. So what are these? Have you heard this before? Anybody has heard about these before? Pydantic, data classes, typedict. Anybody, guys? You can give your suggestions or inputs. No? Okay, let me go ahead. So see, if you are talking to LLM, okay, so you will ask, hey, hi, GPT, my name is Vaibhav, and I am interested in learning agentic AI. Can you tell me something about agentic AI? Okay, so if you'll ask this to GPT, what it will respond? It will give some response, right? It may be 20 lines, 100 lines, 1,000 lines. It will give some response. Now do one thing, ask the same question again. Will that response be the same? No, right? It will mean the same. Okay, it will have the same context. Okay, but again, that response will be different. Right? You try this with any LLM. Okay, so response will differ. But when you want to build a application which you want to deploy to production, and if you will ask, let's say, uh, so every time, okay, so it is like, uh, okay, so okay, excuse me for this. See, when we write any program, we need a definitive answer, right? So let's say, is 2 equal to 3? Answer is no. So we need an answer as a false. So in the programming terms, it is false, right? So 2 equal to 3, what will be the answer? It will be false, right? It will be a Boolean value, which will say false. 2 equal to 2, it will say true, right? But if I ask the same question to LLM, is 2 equal to 2? Then if I ask this to ChatGPT, ChatGPT will say, yes, 2 is equal to 2, and it will give some explanation. Okay. It may not say yes. It will say yes, but in some other form, right? If you ask the same question to different versions of ChatGPT, every version will have different form, right? But what you need a definitive answer. You just need answer true or false. That's it, right? Then how you will ask those LLMs to give a definitive answer, right? We need a definitive answer. So how you will ask LLM to give that definitive answer, right? And for that, we need a Pydantic. This is really very important when we are working with agents. This is the very important to get a definitive answer. The answer in the format we want, that will be given by Pydantic. Okay, so it is very important to learn this Pydantic. Okay, and there are other uses as well, but this is the use which I felt right now to explain you guys. In the similar fashion, you can we will be learning data classes and typed. All of them will be creating one schema. Okay, now what is schema? When we say schema, what comes into our mind? If you are from the programming background, you will think about a database. For each database, we will be having some schema, right? But here in programming, we are talking about schema. So what this schema is and all, how it is different, how Pydantic is different from data classes, how data class is different from typed and Pydantic. That we will be going through when in day 11. But this will be a fundamental and very important topic for us to program our agents. Okay, so that is day 11. Then we'll be talking about LangChain. So on the day 12, we will be starting. See, as I said, so if you want to build one web application, okay, so what technology you need? Question to you all guys: what technology you will need to define to create a web application? At least you should know HTML, you should know CSS, and you should know JavaScript. Does that make sense? Yes, guys, does that make sense? Right? So if you know these three things, then obviously you can create applications. Correct? You can create application, any application you can create, but the amount of code you will write just using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, that is huge, right? And we say that as a glue code. Okay, you have to write a lot of glue code, and that's the reason there are frameworks. Okay, so frameworks will help you to reduce your glue code and write a better program which is consistent and which will help you in all the scenarios, right? Okay, so can we create agents just using Python? Can we create agents just using Python? There are, see, if there are libraries. Let's say if I go back to here API keys, right? So Google has its own library to create agents, right? Claude has its own library, or SDK files are available to create agents. Similarly with OpenAI, similarly with Olama, Hugging Face, Grok, everyone has their own SDKs. Okay, then why do we need LangChain? Then why do we need LangGraph? Okay, so it is because, what is the reason? It is the same thing. So you know HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, so with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you can build any web application. Yes, of course you can. Does that make sense? But if you will use React, then you will reduce that glue code which is needed. Okay, instead of using just CSS, if you will use any CSS framework, can you give an example of the framework? Any example? I just forgot. Okay. Yes, Tailwind CSS, right? Yeah. So Tailwind CSS, right? Okay. So if you, instead of using CSS, it is very easy for us to use Tailwind CSS. And what work we will need to build a button that can be created within seconds with Tailwind CSS, right? So that means, so particularly what I want to tell you guys, that these are the frameworks. So frameworks are available and we can use those frameworks and build better application. And that is why we have to learn LangChain and LangGraph. These are open source application. So in LangChain, we will be learning about models, how to create models. We will learn how to create prompts. So LangChain has their own prompt, chat prompt templates. Okay, then it has their own chaining properties. How we can create model, how we can give the prompt to that model, and then we will get some output. That output parser. So these three different things, how we can chain together, and that is nothing but LCL. Okay, what is tools, what is agents, what is memory, right? So see, when we talk about LLM, this is very important, guys. Okay, so when we talk about any LLM, so it is like LLM are stateless. Okay, LLM are stateless. So what do you mean by stateless? It is just like API request. API. So if I talk about REST, right? So REST is a stateless API. Okay. So in the similar fashion, LLMs are stateless. What does that stateless means? So see, if you go to ChatGPT and if you'll ask them, if you tell them, my name is Vaibhav, and if you'll come down and if you'll ask, okay, what is my name, then it is going to response you. Okay, but if you do that with the LLM, because ChatGPT is a application, it is built, we can say it is an agentic application. Okay, we can say what ChatGPT you are using, it is an application, it is not a pure LLM. Okay, so LLM never knows that what is your next question or what you asked previously. It knows nothing. Okay, so whatever questions you are asking, that we have to keep it somewhere, and that is nothing but memory. Okay, see, when earlier when we started, right, we had that token window, right? That token window is nothing but what questions you asked in the past, that all memory will be taken together, and that memory we are sending to that particular LLM. And since that memory is available, it is going to respond. But every time when we ask any question, our memory will increase, right? So let's say if it has 20K8 as a memory, okay, 20K, 28K, 20K, sorry, 28K as a memory. But there will be one point where we'll be asking question that will go in memory. So the question we ask, the response it gave. So everything as it goes on, it will increase, right? Every time. So first time I will ask question, so it will like question 1, I will get response as a response 1. Second time question 2, response 2. So right now we have 4 things. One is question 1, response 1, question 2, response 2. In the similar fashion, it will go for 3, 4, 5, and all of them will be we are forwarding those to the LLM, and LLM will be responding. Okay, so there will be that is the importance of context window, and that is the importance of memory. Okay, so if we cannot store that in context, then we have to provide that as a temporary memory or as a long-term memory. Okay, so memory is very important for agents. Fine, then we'll go okay, so let's move ahead. Then about the structured outputs. Again, means this structured output are with respect to LangChain. Okay, so we'll be learning about the LangChain. Next day, that is about the AI agents. We will be learning what is AI agents. We will learn what is the agent architecture, planning, reasoning, tool calling function. So with respect to AI, how AI is made. So we have LLM, we have tools, we have different context, and how we can combine them to create an agent. All those things will be learning in the agents. Okay, so okay, so it will be like I will use LangChain, and with the LangChain we will be creating agents. But those agents, let's say I create a chatbot using LangChain. Okay, so that is an agent. But okay, on the next day, that is LangGraph fundamentals on the day 14. Okay, so now just let's talk about LangChain and LangGraph. Okay, LangChain itself is a company. Okay, first they came up with the LangChain, and later on they released one more framework, that is LangGraph. Okay, so what do you think? If there was a LangChain, what is necessity of another framework from the same company as a LangGraph? Okay, there must be some different, right? Okay, so here we are talking about agentic AI. Okay, to create an agent is different thing. Okay, but when we are talking about agentic AI, that means there will be number of agents which will be working together to complete one task. Okay, can we do that with LangChain? Yes, we can do that. But again, we will be having lot of glue code. Okay, and to reduce that glue code, we have a very good framework that it is open source and very well used, very famous in the industry, that is LangGraph. Okay, so this framework we will be using. We will be learning what are nodes, ages, states, start, what is start and what is end. Okay, these are just the terminologies. Conditional routing, state updates, and many things. Not only there are many things in the LangGraph, so we'll be learning. Okay, so on the day 15 we'll come and learn state management, reducers, checkpointing, memory, interrupts, human in loop. Very important, right? Human in loop. So every time we say that okay, agents are working, but we should not give complete control to agents. There should be some human to have a check onto it, right? So that concept is nothing but human in loop. And everywhere in agentic AI or in agents, you can find this human in loop. Okay, fine. So that will be our day 14 and 15. We will be learning about the LangGraph, how to build agentic AI. So agents are different, agentic AI. So it is like different agents working together to complete one task, that is agentic AI. Okay, so those we will be building with the LangGraph. Okay, so again, in LangGraph, there are advanced concepts like subgraphs, multi-agent system. Okay, so it is like when we say LangGraph, it is we have in LangGraph we have workflow. Okay, and what if so? See, you are familiar to programming language, right? Any programming, at least one programming language. So let's say we have if there are nested if as well, right? If else nested if else are also there, right? Or just say we have an object, but there can be a nested object as well. In the similar fashion, we have LangGraph and we have nested LangGraphs. Okay, those are nothing but subgraphs. So these are the advanced concept. We'll be learning the advanced concept in day 16. Okay, then comes to LangFuse and AI observability. So over here, okay, so right now I have mentioned it as a LangFuse. Okay, so what is LangFuse particularly? So we are building an application, AI agentic application, but we should know what is happening see, there will be some calls happening. So tool calling functions are there. Okay, so exactly to trace what is happening from the agents, what agents are doing. Okay, so to trace that, we have another framework, and that framework is nothing but LangFuse. Now this LangFuse, see, LangChain. So LangChain is a company. Okay, so they created LangChain first, and then they came up with LangGraph. Okay, and then these are the open source product, and then they came up with LangSmith. Okay, so now LangSmith is a framework which is used to observe what is happening in LangGraph and LangChain. Okay, for the observability purpose. Okay, but that is paid. Means there is a free tier as well, and there is a paid. It is a paid platform. So that is how the company earns, right? So any company, if they are giving something open source, obviously for their survival or for their improvements or growth, they should have something which is paid, right? So that is nothing but LangSmith. So industries are the industries which are using LangChain LangGraph, obviously they go with the LangSmith for the observability. Okay, now observability is one of the important thing, but there is another company, I just forgot the name of it. They came up with LangFuse. Okay, so it is open source application which is substitute for LangSmith. Fine. Okay, so what we will do, either we will go with the LangFuse on the day 17, or we can use the free version of LangSmith. Okay, this is just for the observability. So our agents are already built, but to observe what is happening exactly in the agents and to evaluate that, we have LangFuse. So either we will go with the LangFuse or with the LangSmith. I could have mentioned it over here, but we will take a call about it. Okay, so that is about LangFuse and LangSmith. Fine. On day 18, we'll talk about MCP skills. Okay, so MCP is nothing but model context protocol, and I think last year MCP started. So it is like everybody was when LLM came, everybody started building their own tools. Okay, and those tools were used. So it is like if you want to talk with Gmail, okay, you want to send your email, then what you will do? Do you have any tool which will allow LLM to connect with Gmail? Is there any tool? No. Okay, or let's say example of you want to push code to GitHub, right? So is there any connectivity for your LLM to talk with GitHub? No. So there should be some tool which will connect your LLM to that particular tool, right? And that concept. So what everybody started when LLM came, everybody started building their own tools for the same purpose. So if there is company A, they build their own tool to talk with GitHub. There is company B, they also build the same tool to talk with GitHub. Okay, then this is a problem. So everybody is working to resolve same thing, right? And then there came a solution for it in the form of MCP. Okay, and these MCPs are nothing but model context protocol. So what they say, it is a protocol. So you build a tool, okay, but build a tool following given protocols, okay, so that all other people can use the same tool, so they don't have to work on the same to building the same thing again. Okay, and that gave birth to MCP, that is Model Context Protocol, right? But MCP has their drawbacks, okay, and those were observed, and now we know those are resolved with the help of skills. Okay, so we'll be learning MCP, we'll be learning skills. Fine. Nowadays, it is like people go and work with the skills. See, MCP, there are area where we can use MCP. There are area where we can use skills. So in general, where people were using MCP at all the places, now it is like most of the places people go ahead and use skills. Okay, we will learn all about the MCP and skills on the day 18. Then okay, by now we will be done with all. So when we are here, LangGraph, okay, LangChain LangGraph. So simultaneously we will be working on different projects. Okay, and those projects will be ready. We will add the observability. We will learn about MCP. Whatever modifications or new project we have to do, we will create or integrate the MCP and skills with our project. Okay, and then we will particularly work for, so when we are learning these concepts, right? So with learning we will be creating small projects, okay, and in the end we will create two capstone projects. uh, okay, so that is on the day 19 and day 20. Okay, so this is about all the things which we are going to cover in this 20-day journey. Okay, so what are those topics? We will cover Python. See, again, we are not here to learn Python. We are here to refresh our knowledge about Python. So whatever programming background you are from, programming language background you are from, you will. So first 3 days, I will make you familiar to use Python and implement your programming skills with Python. Okay, so there are many courses with Python. They will only to learn Python. They will means they will last for 30 days or more than that. Okay, and still we will say we will feel like we don't know Python. But I will, in these 3 days, I will refresh your knowledge such that we will be able to use that knowledge in building our agentic AI. Okay, similarly goes with Git and GitHub and all the topics. Okay, so it is like we are here to create agentic AI applications, to learn how we can build agentic AI applications. We are not here to learn Python. We are not here to learn GitHub. We are not here to learn how to use Grok or Llama and all those things. Okay, we are here to build agentic application. Does that make sense, guys? Everyone, does that make sense? Right? Okay, so we'll be learning Python, GitHub, OpenAI. Okay, that's good response, guys. Okay, so prompt engineering, RAG architecture, embedding, vector databases, Pydantic, Tidytic, LangChain, AI agents, LangGraph, multi-agent system, subgraphs, MCP, and skills. So these are the topics which we'll be covering in this 20 days. Okay, so that was the reason I was expecting you guys to tell me what are your expectations, what are your expectations, so that I can understand, and if we are missing something, I can add it, or we can see how we can cover that. Okay. Okay. So now, guys, it's your turn. You guys to tell me whether whatever will be covered, whatever we are going to cover, does that match your expectations or not? Okay. You will be happy to have all these topics, or do you feel that we are missing on any topic which we should add? Okay. Okay. Any inputs from your end, guys? Okay. Okay, no response from your side. So I will say, okay, that is all. So this is what we are going to cover in first 20 days. Okay, so this was, see, this to explain what we are going to cover. Actually, it was not the agenda for today's topic, but I got the request from the people to because they wanted to know what we are going to cover, and that was the right ask, and hence this was the session where we just gone through what all things we are going to cover. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, so now we will move to our today's agenda, that is to learn variables, data types, operators, conditions, loops, input-output variables, and to understand UV package manager. Okay, okay. So let's start. Okay, so guys, see, I do have all the notes. Okay, so here are the notes. I will share this all the notes with you. You can go through it, and I'm sure you will be having better version of better notes than this what I have. Okay, but my understanding is if you have that notes with you, that does not make sense. Okay, what makes sense is if you can, if you understand variables, if you understand data types, if you understand operators, condition, loops, input outputs, okay, and with this if you are able to create some project, then that makes sense. You have to implement your knowledge, and that's the reason I'm saying we are in a cohort. Okay, I'm not going to teach you there will be no spoon feeding. I'm not going to teach you line by line what does variable mean, what is definition of variable, what is definition of data type. See, you know this. Okay, we are just going to implement all this knowledge. We are going to implement. Fine. Does that approach fine for you all? Can you give me thumbs up if that approach is fine? Okay, okay. Anybody has expectation that we should go through the definition and learn it? Okay, 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 guys. So whatever we covered as of now, I should have asked you if you have any questions about it. I'm just asking you now, whatever we covered, so 20 days, right? If anybody has any questions, what we are going to cover. Okay, I take that as no questions, and you are fine with this 20 days agenda, right? Fine. Okay, now let's go ahead with our first today's topic, that is variable, data type, operator, conditions, loops, input and output. So I am going to follow a complete different approach. We are, as I said, we are going to learn together. Okay, this is a cohort. This is not uh, what we say. This is 20-day cohort where we are going to cover all the topics to build agentic AI. This is not boot camp where we'll be explaining everything line by line, which will last for 3 months or 6 months, right? So we'll be learning this all together. Okay, so let me, so what approach I'm going to follow? What I will do is, we will create some application. Okay, we will create some CLI based application using this all. Okay, first we will, okay, we will make use of chat GPT to get a code. Okay, we will use that code, we will analyze what it is, then we will understand what is variable in that, what is data type in that, what is operators, what is conditions, what are loops. Okay, how input and output is given, that all things we will understand from that code, and then, and that is how we will learn. Okay, okay, so let me do one thing. Okay, so here everything we are going to start from scratch. Okay, so let me do, give me a minute, guys. Minute. My entire screen is shared, so everything is just in front of you. So let me, okay, so let's start automation. Just this. Okay, so first what I will be doing, I will create one, wait a minute, I will create one folder. Okay, so in this folder I will say a new folder, and here I will say, okay, so here this is for agentic AI, right? So I will say agentic AI, agentic AI 10th June. Fine. So this is my folder. See, to code, we need IDE, right? What is IDE? Interactive development environment, right? So I have VS Code, I have anti-gravity, and I feel it makes sense for us to learn about coding assistance, right? And anti-gravity is one of the better version than VS Code. So let's go with anti-gravity. Okay. If I open, you can see the same thing what you can see in the VS Code. Okay. So this is the folder which I created, and I will take it over here. Okay. So this is our blank space where we are going to learn to code. Okay. Fine. So okay, is anyone in the session who don't know how to install Python? Anyone who don't know how to install Python? I will just guide you guys. Okay, what you can do, if in case you don't know, what you can do is you can just go to web, say download Python. Okay. Okay, so go to python.org, and from here, uh, whichever is your operating system, that is Unix, Mac OS, or Windows. Okay, you can download a particular Python version, and you make sure you install it. Okay, once you install the Python version, then one more thing you should make sure, that is, if you are using Windows, your environment variable should be set. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me not install it right now. Already my machine has it. What you guys you can do, if you don't have Python installed, you can give a try today. There are many YouTube videos available. Very easy. Okay, it is just straightforward. You can just go ahead and watch those videos and understand how to install Python. Make sure that you are able to see the Python version and uh, pip version. Okay, so if these two things are fine, that means your machine is set. Okay, so that is something you can try it today if you have not done it before. And then if you have any issues in the next session, before next session, means if you have any issues, just drop me a message, and we will help you in that regard. Okay, to set up your machine. Is that okay for all? Right? Okay. Okay, so now I assume that you have Python installed in your machine. Now next step is, see, uh, every programming. So you may be, is there anyone who don't know Python at all? Or you are good in some other programming language? It is fine, okay. If you don't know Python, that's fine. We can have, see guys, I want to have this interactive session. So I want you to give some response, okay? If you know, if you don't know, because if you don't answer, then what is the meaning of cohort? We are learning together, right? Don't think anybody else is there. It is discussion between you and me. Okay, so I assume you have Python installed, and now let's move ahead. Okay, so see, we will start from, as we are going to start from scratch. In Python, very basic is you should have the environments, right? You should have your virtual environment. Okay, so now what is meaning of virtual environment? Okay, and why this will be the first thing, why you need virtual environment, and what is the use of virtual environment in Python? Why that concept lies with Python? Why not with JavaScript? Why not with Java? Why not with, means they have these concepts, but in a different form. Okay. In the similar fashion, with, if now we are with the Python, and in Python, if we have to code anything, we have to go ahead with the virtual environment creation. Okay. So let's go ahead with virtual environment creation. Okay. Otherwise, let me go to ChatGPT. As I said, we will learn everything from scratch. Okay. So okay, so I will just say what is Python uh, virtual env. Okay, And there are two ways to create those virtual environment. I will say not the legacy, but usually it was built using pip. And nowadays, the modern way is to use UV for creation of Python environment. Okay, so let's go ahead with that. So what is Python virtual environment? How to create using one pip, and second is UV. Okay, so what it says, virtual environment is an isolated Python environment that has its own Python interpreter, install packages, and packages version. So, okay, if this does not make sense for you, then okay, so it allows different projects to use different dependencies and without conflicts. Okay, so we have come to the right point now. So, what is use of virtual environment? See, you have one project. See, when you will be working with the company, let's say you have one project where see, when you are building projects, you will have different packages, right? You will be having different packages, and it may be like, let's say you are using Fast API. Now, what is Fast API? Fast API is used to build web servers. Okay, so you have a Fast API application, a Fast API package, and that package you have some version. So let's say 1.2 version is used in one project, but you have another project which has 1.5. Now 1.2 is not compatible with the 1.5. Okay, so you have project A which has Fast API uh, version as 1.2, and you have project B which is running with the Fast API 1.5 or 2.0. Okay, then if you have Python installed in your machine, and if there is only one environment where you are running this, then obviously there will be conflicts, right? You cannot shift from one project to another. Every time you have to remove everything, install everything again, and go ahead with the different project, right? And ideally that is not possible. Correct. Let's say, okay, so here given system Python. So here, let's say it is Flask 3.1, Django 5.0, request 2.3. Okay, so project A required these packages, project B required these packages. Okay, but those are not compatible. Okay, these are totally different, but your system has this package, and project A require this, project B require this. So now how you will differentiate? So for that, we need a virtual environment. So so see, now this is a workspace, right? So what we created, I'm sorry. Okay, so what we created over here, this is my workspace. In this workspace, I will be creating my project A. So what project A require, all those packages will be installed, we will be having those with us in this workspace only. If I go to another workspace, there I will have different packages. And for that, to differentiate two projects and to work parallelly in two different projects or multiple projects, we need a virtual environment. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Okay, that's good. So that's our virtual environment. Okay, give me a minute, guys. So here I will get this ChatGPT. Okay, so this is our ChatGPT. Okay, fine. Okay, I hope now you are clear with the virtual environment. So with Python, how we can create virtual environment? So this is normally we use this command to create virtual environment. So Python -m venv, and the name of folder is .venv. That means, okay, so let me go ahead and use this command. So here I will go. Okay, so see, every programmer should know a basic Linux command as well. Okay, so this is a homework for you all, guys. Before we join, means day after, we will be having our next session, right? So you should go through all the Linux basic command. Just go to internet and save Linux basic command cheat sheet, and whatever commands, it may be some 20-30 commands. Make sure you are good with that. So now I want to see where exactly. So see, every programmer should be good to use terminal. Fine. Okay. So now I want to see where exactly I am. I know that I am at this path. but I want to prove that I am at that path. So how I can do that? I will say pwd, right? Present working directory, enter, and that will give us the exact path where I am, right? Okay, so over here, what I will do is I will just run this command, python -v venv, right? Enter, and here you can see one virtual environment is created. What is in this virtual environment? So we have been include lib git ignore. So git ignore will come. It is with respect to git. We are going to learn git on the day 4. That time we can go we can deep dive. Okay, so we have bin folder, and there is one activate command, right? This I'm using Mac, so here you can see this. You are using Windows, so there you will have some different different path. Okay, so what that path will be? So right now, if you see my this, okay, let me increase the font. Okay, so right now you can see my machine, right? Let me close this. So over here, can you see anything in bracket before this? No, right? There is nothing. So now this environment is there, but this environment is not active. So to use this environment, I have to make this environment active. So how to make that environment active? Let's see, there will be some command. See, now I'm using Mac. So Mac and Linux have same command, source venv bin activate. So I will just copy this command. I will go here and I will run this. And in this way, my virtual environment, whose name is .venv, right? Now this environment is active. If I add anything over here, so I will say pip, how to install any package. So I will say pip install, let's say fast API. Okay, so now here you can see in the library, we have pip, okay, nothing else, right? Pip and pip something is given, okay. And now I will go ahead and say pip install fast API. Okay, so if once I trigger this command, it will start installing, right? Yeah, now have you observed? So as I install fast API, those packages are installed over here. So fast API comes with many packages, and those packages are here. Does that make sense? Okay, does that make sense? Now do you understand what is virtual environment, how to activate that virtual environment? Then once you install any package, how you can see whether that package is installed or not. So what is this lib folder? What is this bin folder? Bin folder, it is just to activate. Don't go with the other thing. It is to activate. And here whatever you will install, whatever package you will add, those will be displayed here. Does that make sense, guys? Is that okay for all? Any queries as of now? Anybody has any query? Okay, so this is the old way of activating our virtual environment. Okay, but what way we are going to use? We are going to use UV. Okay, okay. So now I want to deactivate this environment. How I can deactivate? See, when it is activated, when you see this, you can see this, right? In the braces .venv, that means this is activated. Okay, when it is activated, if you add any package and all, then that will go, and that will be here in this workspace, in this virtual environment. Okay, and then you can use that for your project. Fine. Okay, one more thing over here, in virtual environment, we don't know. So right now, if I don't, right now I just install fast API, right? If you're not aware that in this virtual environment fast API is installed, is there any way to understand that what package is installed in this environment? No, right? There is no way you can understand, or you have to be very technical, okay, and then you can understand. But right now there is no way to understand how we can do it. But there is other way as well. Okay, so I will say pip freeze. I think this is the command, and I will say requirement .txt. So what this command will do? Can you see any other file over here? There is no file, right? If I run this command, then you can see there is one file created. the name, whatever name I have given over here, the same name comes here, requirement.txt. And if I go into this, then you can see what are the packages installed. So as I install Fast API, with Fast API, these all packages are installed in this virtual environment. Okay, so this is one way to understand how what packages are being installed in our virtual environment. Okay, but this is a what we can say tedious way. Okay, and how Python in Python world, how everybody works. So whatever package, let's say I want to install PyTest. Okay, so I will just write PyTest over here. I will go here and I will say pip install pip -r. Okay, I think I forgot the command. Pip install -r. Okay, sorry. Pip install -r and the name of this requirement.txt. Okay, so if I do it like this, pip install -r requirement.txt. Okay, and if I run this command, okay, if I run this command, then you can see something is installed. Okay, and what is that? Wait a minute. Requirement.txt. So now what happens in the backend? It will go through this file. Okay, it will see which are packages it has to install. It will see, okay, so these are already installed. I need to install. Okay, this is not saved. The reason it was nothing was installed, it is just because I just added it. It is not saved. You can see the white dot, right? That means it is not saved. Let me save this file. So command yes, it is saved. Now if I run the same command, now you can see something will be installed, right? So PyTest, you can see PyTest, okay, from requirement.txt, and this file got installed. Correct? Does that make sense? Okay, I'm just making you familiar how we actually work with the Python world. This is really important for you guys. Instead of letting you know how data type and investing time over there, this is the best investment you can have. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Okay. Okay, so this is how we work. Okay, fine. So this is the old way. This is the old way. Many legacy projects will be working in the same manner, but the new projects which are there, those will be working with the UV. And what approach we are going to use? We are going to use the same UV approach. Okay. See, now I am again in this .env environment. So now I want to deactivate it. So what I will do, I will just simply say deactivate. Okay, and run, and now you can see I am out of this environment. Okay, fine. So now, as of now, what we learn how to create virtual environment, how to install package, how to create virtual environment, how to activate it, how to install package using requirement.txt, right? And how to deactivate that, right? Anybody has any questions about this? These are the basics, guys. Understand, these are the basics. If you don't understand this, you will face problem moving ahead. So these are the basics you should understand. If you have any query about this, you can ask. Okay, I feel like only I am talking. I need response from you guys. Okay, silence saying no questions. What about others? Vaidehi, Rohini, Manoj, Rashik? No questions. Bharat? Okay, no questions. Fine, fine. So let's move ahead. So this is the old approach. Now we want to go with the, okay, everything is clear. Very good. Now we will go ahead with the UV. Okay, so let's talk about UV. So this is, see, these all things are there, right? So pip install request and all. So pip freeze requirement.txt, install requirement.txt, and in the finally we deactivate it. Okay. So believe me, I know what all topics to teach you, right? Okay, let's move ahead. So install UV. Okay, so let's go ahead and install UV. So, okay, first thing, if you don't have UV, you can get it from this, okay, or simply you can go and say pip install UV, okay, and it will install UV for you. Fine. Okay. Otherwise, you can anytime you can go and execute this bash command and it will be installed. Right. Okay. So how we can create projects in UV? So UV is like, see, already we are in a project. So this what is this Agentic AI 10th June? So this workspace we already created, but in UV it is like we can say UV init my project. So the project name we can give, and it will create a folder, and inside that folder it will create all the steps. So all the stuff, what do we mean by all the stuff? We will get to know. Okay, then we can move to that particular project, and then to create virtual environment, our see, it is just UV VNV. So now what we will do, this is dot VNV. Okay. Okay, if everybody is clear with this, I want to delete this. Okay, or I will rename it. Okay, I will just keep it for comparison purpose, nothing else. Okay, I will say default. Fine. I have kept it just for the comparison purpose. Later on, we will delete that. Okay, fine. So now I will go ahead and I will use UV VNV and install. See, now again we got one .venv folder, right? So this .venv is something which we created before, and now we got this .venv. Now let's see what is there in this .venv. So now here you can see, okay, so this has been, okay, activate is there, fine. So, okay, actually I was expecting few more files over here. Let me run another command, or let me see if it is given here or not. Okay, fine. So we'll do one thing. We'll just move ahead. Okay. So next thing is, as we created virtual environment. So virtual environment is created, right? So now our next step will be to activate that environment. Again, to activate for Mac and Linux, we can use this command. For Windows, you can go ahead with this command. Okay, fine. So I will just copy this. I will go here, activate, and see Agentic AI 10 June. This is activated. So in UV, it is the name of folder. In the previous way, what we saw there, it was name of virtual environment. Okay, fine. So that means now UV is activated and we can use it. So now what I want to do, before how we install any package, we use pip install name of package, right? But now since we are using UV, we have to use UV add. Okay, install is here, add UV add request. So request is another package. Let's add this. Okay, UV. Let's add this package. Okay, and enter. Okay, so no Py2 found in the running directory, right? So this is what actually I was expecting. Here I don't see that. Okay, let me do one more thing. UV sync. Okay. Okay, what's the problem? No by project 2ml. Okay, actually this is what this file I was expecting to get into this venv, and it is not created. Let me just check if it has. Okay, let me do one thing. Okay, it may be like let me delete this. Okay, let me move to trash, and I will just say deactivate. Okay, and I will say UV sync. Okay, we are facing the same issue. Fine, I will just, sorry, come again. Okay. Okay, give me a minute, guys. And I'm missing something. Here, that command is not given. Okay, let me do one thing. Okay. There is one more command, UV init. Okay, let me try with this. Yes. Okay. Okay, so now this is the best way. Okay, so this is what I was expecting. Okay, so what we did, otherwise let's not confuse. This is what I was expecting for all of us to have. Let me do one thing. Okay, let me delete this and recreate it so that uh, we won't be having any issues. Okay, so okay, let me delete this. Give me a minute, guys. Right. Okay, so as of now, we have nothing. Okay, and here we will start with the UV. So UV, I will say init. Okay, UV init, and now, okay, so this is Pi 2ML project. Okay, give me a minute, guys. I'm making a mistake. UV VNV, UV ENV. Yes, okay, right. Okay, I think now it will make sense. And now I will try to add. Okay, those are not here. So I'll say UV add request. Is requests, right? It ends with yes. Yes, it ends with yes. See, request is a package which we can use it for APIs, okay, to interact with APIs. Yes, now it is being added. So, okay, so if you remember, we had a previous version, right? So over there, there was no way for us to understand what package is installed. But with UV, it is like I can go to this Pi project 2ML, and just now what I installed request. It's already here. So if you are from JavaScript background, okay, then you will understand this. In JavaScript, I'm just giving example for people to understand. Okay, so if you are from JavaScript background, you have something called package.json. If you go to that package.json, you will find all the details like what theme, version, description, right? And what packages installed, what scripts you are going to run. All those things you can see over there. Okay, so in the similar fashion, UV is following the same way how we do it in the package, how we do it in the JavaScript. Okay, so now if I add any other package, that will be visible. So let me add one more package. So previously, what was the package we installed? Request, let's say fast API. Okay, so let me add it, and here you can see fast API. Is that clear for you guys? Okay, again there is uv.log. We don't have to touch this file. It is having the same approach what we can see in JavaScript. Okay, even in JavaScript we have package uh, package.log something. Some files are available. Okay, so similar files are here. Fine. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that is what we wanted to know about uh, the normal way, or I will say the legacy, and now the new modern way to use UV. Okay, let me do one more thing. So, okay, over here, as you can see, I used UV add fast API, but I have not initialized or I have not activated this environment as well. But even then, since we are using this UV, it will identify and install that package in this environment itself. I can go ahead and activate as well. So to activate that environment, again, this is the command. Okay, so okay, so I can go ahead, give it. Yeah. Okay, so environment is activated. We know how to add packages, And one more thing means, since many of the people who are already in the Python world, what they do is they always go ahead and create a requirement.txt. Okay, and they use that file to install all the packages. And most of the projects still follow the same fashion. Okay, so don't get confused, or don't get surprised if you see somebody is using UV and still using requirement.txt file to install the package. Okay, so that means the legacy thing, that one thing is still people are following. Okay, okay, fine. So let's move ahead. Okay, so that was our first topic in our agenda. Where I am, okay, give me a minute. I will take this just here. Fine. Okay. This. Okay, so now we want to know about variables, data types, operators, conditions, loops, input, output. Okay, so we just learned about UV package manager. So these topics are remaining, right? Uh, Guys, is this okay if we extend our session by 15 or 30 minutes? Is that okay? Okay, so I got few responses saying okay. Fine. Fine. I will try to finish it, but if it is getting extended, we will extend by 15 to 30 minutes. Okay. Fine. So as I said, we will have our project-based approach. Okay. So what we'll do, I will just get all these things. I will just go to ChatGPT, and here I will say, I want to implement all below concepts in one small program to create usable application. Okay, sorry with my spellings. I want to implement. Okay, if I give wrong, even then LLM will understand. I want to implement all below concepts in one small program to create usable application. Okay. Okay, so as we are starting, I will say let that be simple app, no complexities. Okay, no complexities. And I will give this over here. Okay, so application code, this is print. We are providing some input, choice 2, choice 3. Okay, let me just pick the code. Fine, expenses. So there is an expense tracker. Okay, there is an expense tracker. We'll see how it is used. Okay, expense tracker. Okay, let's go to here. I will create one file. So I'll say expense tracker .py. Okay, and this is our small app. Now let's understand from this program. Let's understand what are variables, what are okay, so where is the topic? Okay, let's understand variable, data types, operator, condition, loops, input, output, and okay, so these are the things we want to understand. Okay, now see, basically we are creating an expense tracker. I don't know what is there in the code. We don't know. We are going to learn it, and we will see how those are implemented over here. Okay, fine. So you guys help me. Okay, you guys help me to do it. Okay, so okay, on the first line itself, I can say this is expense tracker, and there is a hashtag. What does this mean? What does this mean? this is a commented line, right? So in Python, if you want to comment something, how you have to comment? You have to add hash. Okay, that's the way to comment. So this is our first learning. Okay, it is important to learn how to comment, right? See, generally, when we start with the hello world. In Python, hello world is the easiest program we can have. Okay. Uh, okay, let me create one file. I will say just hello world as a trend. Okay. And if you are from CPP or Java programming background, then you will be surprised to see how easy it is to print something in Python. Okay, so let's start. It is simple. Simply see, Python is just like human language. Okay, and that's the reason AI. I will say data scientists, or not data scientists, but uh, the people who work on the LLMs, their first choice is Python to go ahead in this, because the more, see, the motto of LLM is to have human like language. Okay, the way we interact, right, in the similar fashion, Python is just in the similar way. So the way we speak, similarly we can type, and that will be a program. Okay, that's the beauty of Python. So here I'm just saying print hello world. Okay, and this is my hello world program to print it. Okay, the people from Java or CPP, they will be surprised to know this, but yes, this is how easy it is to print. How I can run this? Now we are using UV, right? So I will say UV run and the name of file. So name of file is this. I will copy relative path and give it over here. Okay, and this is what hello world is printed. Does that make sense? Yes. So we created our first program, hello world program. Fine. Now we will move ahead to expense tracker. So in expense tracker, first we saw comment. This is how we can comment in Python. Okay. Next thing is expense. Now let's talk about variables. Okay. So now you guys tell me what is variable. You have to speak up. Now, guys, you have to speak up. This is a discussion between you and me. Okay, you have to speak. What is variable? Vaidehi, what is variable? From whatever background you are, what does variable mean?
It is a name container to store data.
Right. It is a named container to store data. Right. So expenses is a variable and it is assignment operator. Right. This is operator. Right. Again, we are going to see operator as well. Right. So here we have operator. So one operator we just saw here. This is assignment operator. And what we are assigning, this is today's topic is not about list. In other programming language, it is called array, but in Python, it is list. Okay, in Python, it is list. So this is a variable, and this variable is going to store this value. This is an empty array, correct? Okay. Does that make sense? So what is how we define variable? So again, variable should not start with number. Variable should not start with dot. Variable should not start with uh, what else? Dot. It can start with underscore. It can start with any character, right? Yes. So those all logics or those all things what you have learned, those all are implemented here as well. Okay. Fine. I will provide you the notes. You can read and you can understand. Okay. We are going to see the practicality of it. So we created one variable where this is the list. In Python, we say this as a list. In other language, it is an array. So it is an empty array right now. Okay. Let's move ahead. Now we have while. So this while is nothing but in Python, there are two types of loops. Okay. One is for and other is while. That's it. Okay. If I take any other language, let's say JavaScript, we can say in JavaScript we have for each, for off, for in, then we have do while, then we have while, right? And in other language there can be few other extra as well, right? But in Python, only two types, while and for. That's it. Okay, fine. So while is a loop, and when we see now you have to tell me, guys, difference between when to use while and when to use for. Okay. Any input from your end? Saurabh, any input? When to use while, when to use for? Rasik, Bharat, Prathamesh. Okay, no inputs, fine. No worries, I will tell you. So it's a straightforward. See, when you know, let's say, when you know how many, when you know the count of data. Okay, so when we use loop, first thing, when we use loop, if there is a block of statement, okay, and that block of statement you have to iterate number of times, then we go for loops. Correct? Means let's say that you want to make you want to create a square of numbers starting from 1 to 10. So what you will do, you will use a loop, so that first it will go to 1, it will make it square, then it will go to 2, it will make it square, then it will go to 3, make it square, 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 it till number 10, right? So that means there is a block of statements, and to execute those block of statement repeatedly, we use loop. Correct? Okay. So there are, in Python, there are two ways, while and for. So when to use for, when you know the count of iterations. Okay, when you know the count of iteration, then you should use for. Does that make sense? And when you don't know the count of iterations, when you don't know the count of iterations, then you should use while. Does that make sense? Okay. Great. Great. Okay. So that's the basic difference. So see, now this is an expense tracker. So do you know how many expenses you are going to add? You don't know, right? And that's the reason we have while over here. Making sense? Is it defined that you are going to add when you want to repeat until condition? Wait a minute, I have some chat. Somehow I'm not able to see chat. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. So while when you want to repeat until condition becomes false, right? Correct. Okay. Until condition becomes false, we use while. That means we don't know how many times it is going to iterate. Okay. So here, see, I just copied the code. Okay, and it is here, right? But we are going to create an expense tracker. Do I know how many expenses I am going to add? We don't know. That means we don't know how many. We don't know the count of iterations, and that is the reason we are using while. Okay, fine. So if see, as Siley pinged, right? So when condition becomes false, we will come out of while. I am sure in the end that condition will be available. Let me walk you through. Okay, so see, choice is equal to 4. Print goodbye and break. Okay, so this is breaking the condition. Choice is equal to 4. Okay, so here it is expense tracker, fine. So right now we have this one. Okay, else we have to say invalid choice, fine. So this is means to come, see, right now we don't know when to come out, but when we are going to enter in this program, when we are going to enter our choice as 4, then it is going to break this while loop. Okay, fine. So there are two ways. One, when the condition become false. See, here condition is always true, while true. Okay, and when it will become false, or when we'll go for break, then we will come out of it. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, so now let's move ahead. So what all things we are going to enter? So I'm going to say print expense tracker. So as this while loop start, it will just print this expense tracker. The way we said hello world, right? So it is going to print it. Okay, so as this will start, it is going to print it. Then next print is add expense. Okay. Third is view expense. Fourth is show expense. Okay. And fifth is exit. Okay. I did all my things. Now I will say 4. And that's the reason we have it over here. That choice is equal to 4. Then we will say goodbye. Break. Right. Okay. Why it came? Because of this. Does that make sense? Okay. Then let's move ahead. Now we have one topic, inputs and outputs. Right? What is output? Whatever we are printing, that is output. Correct? Whatever we are printing, that is output. What is input? Input is whatever we are going to accept in a program, that is input. Again, it's a Python. Okay, it's very easy. It's like input, enter your choice. That means, see, this will be displayed in your screen. Okay, so let me go here. I will be just showing you. Okay, guys. So I will say input. I will just copy this. Okay, I will say this much. I will go here. I will say enter input, and I will print that input. Okay, so I will say print choice. Print choice. Okay, so this is also, oh, sorry, print choice. Okay, your choice is this. Fine. Let me run this program now. So let me save it. And again, I am going to run this. So how we are providing inputs, let's see. So see, hello world is printed. You can see the first statement is hello world. Then we are going to provide our input. So how to give input? Input, enter your choice, right? So enter your choice. I will say number 1. Okay. So this is my choice. I just entered. I can enter anything. Okay. And then your choice is number 1. Correct. So I took that choice, and this choice was assigned to this variable whose name is choice, and then I printed it. Okay. Here what we learned, how to take input and how to give output. Does that make sense? Everyone, does that make sense? Okay. Great. Great. Okay. Fine. So see, UV is complete, input output is complete. Okay. Still variable, I think partially we are done with the variables. Now what is left? Loops. We are going to see. We just saw while we have implemented. We will see for as well. Then conditions, operators, and data types. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Okay. So if choice is equal to 1, so here this is condition. Okay. Now we are talking about condition. So what is condition? Condition help us to give a decision. Okay. If we want to if we want to decide something, then that decision is taken with the help of conditions. Okay. So this is our condition. This is our condition. Okay. So if else, see, in condition, what all things we can learn? We can learn if, we can learn if else, we can learn if elif. Okay. So there is elif. So what is elif? See, actually here we have nested elif as well. Okay. So we have if, elif, and in that again there is a elif, again there is elif, and then else. Okay. So in Python it is like, let me tell you, if okay. Okay, so if choice is equal to 1, then this. Okay, so that's good. It has helped me. Fine. So this is the program, and I will add one more. Okay, good. So this, see how intelligent is it is helping us, right? This is anti-gravity. Gemini is helping us to code it. Okay, inline. This is actually this is inline AI, we can say. Okay, so if choice is equal to 1, then we are going to say you choose 1. Okay, if choice is equal to 2, then we are going to say you chose 2. See, this is in other language it is else if or if else. Okay, but in Python it is like elif. if. Okay, so if. So it is like if you have one condition, we can use only if. If you have two conditions, we can use if else. Okay, if we have two conditions, we can use if else. So it is like if true equal to, okay, if A is equal to B, getting a bit confused because, okay, no problem. So if A is equal to B, so now nobody knows what is A, nobody knows what is B, but fine. A is equal to B, I will say else I will say A is not equal to B. Okay, so this is in Python, it is, we have if. Okay, if true, wait, I will add that as well. So it is if true, if A equal to B, okay, then pass. Fine. So this is one condition. Okay, if here I can say input A equal to input enter value of A, enter value of B. That's good. Now we don't see that rate things, right? Okay, so if we are going to enter some value of A, we are going to enter some value of B. Then we are going to see if A is equal to B, and then we are going to say something, some condition. So pass is nothing but, if we don't want to write some logic, we can just write pass. Okay, so this is our if condition. Then we have if else. So if else is written in this fashion. Okay, so condition. So there is only one condition. There is only one condition, and if that condition is not satisfied, then we will go to else. Okay, then we have if else, if elif. So if elif, we can use it multiple times. If there are many conditions, we can use if elif. Okay, fine. So these are the three ways we can use in our Python. Anybody has any query about this? I'm just making you familiar with the way we use conditions in Python. Does that make sense? Everyone, does that make sense? Can I get any responses? Yes, good. Okay, fine. Fine, okay. Okay, that's good. So let's move ahead. Okay, and there are nested if as well. So this is elif, and in that we have if else. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Okay, fine. Okay, good. So we just saw conditions. Okay, we just saw conditions. Okay, so I can say conditions we are okay with. Now operators. Okay, in Python we have different operators. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me, sorry, I think I just missed it. That's good. Okay, so I will say explain operators in Python. So, okay, fine. So basically, see, arithmetic operator. Okay, let's go through the list. In Python, we have actually more. In other programming languages the operators which are available in Python, those are a bit more, but all simple. Okay, so arithmetic operator, obviously, plus, minus, multiplication, division, floor division, modulus, and power. Okay, so people many times people get confused with these two. Okay, people do understand about this. Even with the power is nothing but power of a raised to something, that is power, right? But people are confused with this. What is this? Okay, so it is like, let's say a is equal to 3. Okay, and okay, so a is equal to, let's say, higher number 7. Okay, and b is equal to 2. Okay, so 7 divided by 2, so what it will be? Who can answer? What will be the answer for this floor division? 7 divided by 2. What will be the answer? Guys, I need response from you. 7 floor division 2. What will be the answer? It will be obviously it will be 3. Okay, it will be 3. Correct? It will be 3. Okay, so what does that mean? So 7 can be completely divisible. Sorry, if you will divide 7 by 2, then 3 is the complete divisible, and that is the answer. Okay, now we are left with the remainder, right? So how we can get the remainder? Remainder is this modulus. Okay, so if I say 7 divided by 7 modulus 2, then what will be the answer? What is the answer, guys? Somebody? Vaidehi, Prashit, Prajot, Bharat. What's the answer? Prashit, it's saying 3.5. Okay, see, Prashit, if it is 3.5, then what is meaning of division? You are telling me answer of division. Okay, that's the division. I'm saying modulus. Okay. See, the important one, I'm trying to explain you the important one. Okay. So these two, if you are clear with, you are clear with all others, I am sure. Okay. Floor division is nothing but, let's say, see, take this example. A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 3. So floor division, this is the floor division. So divide 10 by 3. So complete number will be 3, right? So that 3 is the answer. We are left with 1. That remainder is nothing but modulus. We are left with 1. Okay. So 27 divided by 10. What will be the answer? What is the answer of this modulus? 27 divided by 10. What will be the answer? Sorry, 27 modulus 10. What will be the answer? Prashit, you want to give a try? 7. Okay, that's right. Okay. Okay, so 7. Fine. Okay, so see, if you are missing on it, just note this two. Other, I am sure you know what all others are. These two are confusing. Okay, so this you have to make sure you have to know these two. I hope my screen is visible. Yeah, I made it a bit bigger so that it's clearly visible. Okay, fine. So I'm talking about floor division and modulus. If you are good with this, you are all good with all operators, arithmetic operators. Okay. Okay. Then next is comparison operators. Okay. So it is equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. I don't have to explain this. I'm sure. See, if age equal to 18, then we have this comparison operator, right? Where we use this comparison operators? In conditions, we use this comparison operators, right? Wherever we write condition, this comparison operator is used, correct? So age not equal to 18, age greater than 20, age less than 20, age greater than 18, right? So what it is going to respond? If age is equal to 18, so answer is true. That means what answer it is providing? The answer is always a Boolean value. Answer is always Boolean value, right? So age 18, 18 is not equal to 18, it is false, right? 18 is greater than 20, it's false. 18 is less than 20, it's true. 18 is equal to greater than 18, that's true. Less than equal to 18, that's true. Correct? Okay, so that is comparison. Next is assignment operators. So see, the first operator, we are using it everywhere, right? This is assignment operator. So if you want to create a variable, okay, so you say x equal to 5. That means the value which is at the right side is placed in the variable name or assigned to the variable name which is on the left. So this is assignment. Okay. Okay. It assigns 5 to a variable x. We are using it, this assignment operator, everywhere, right? Okay. Next is x equal plus equal to 2. That means It's a shortcut. So x plus 2, okay, it means this. Similarly with minus, it means this. Okay. Okay, these are really easy thing, guys. I will not spend much time over here. Let's move ahead. Logical operators. Okay, and so we have and, or, not. Even this, I am sure, with your programming background, it will be very clear for you. So what is meaning of and? When and is true, if both the sides are true, then it is true. Correct? When or is true, either of them is true, then it is true. And not is nothing but to reverse it. So that is logical operator. Okay, so these are new. Okay, so in Python this is new. So with respect to other language, this is new in the Python, and that's the reason I said Python has few more. Okay, so membership operators. So operator in. Okay, so it is like, so this is your array. We have not gone into array, but in array we will discuss this in details. Okay, so I want to check whether the apple belongs to fruit or not. So this is an array. We say list over here. Okay, so this is a list, and in list, apple in fruits. So fruits is a list, and apple is one value. That means it will print true. Does that make sense? Okay. Orange in fruits. Is orange present in fruits? It's not available, right? That means it is false. Correct. So not in is nothing but not present. Correct. No, do you need any explanation for not in? I don't think so. So in, not in, that's it. Okay. So let's say example. So you have a list. Okay, you have a list of students. Fine. And somebody says, is that student present in your class? Then you will this operator. Okay. See, Python is just like a human English language, and that's how it is used. Okay. So this is in operator. It is not available in other language. Identity operator. Okay, identity. So is same object, is not. Means let's say A is equal to one. I mean, this is an list. A is equal to this list. Then B is equal to this. C is equal to this. So print A is B. Means we are checking whether A is B. Is it same or not? So true. A is C. Okay. So it's A is C. Now here I will tell you. Okay. Here many will think, okay, A is C, right? A is equal to this list 1, 2, and C is equal to this list 1, 2. So what's the difference? Both are same. Then why this is false, right? So it is like, see, we have a variable A, and in this we are assigning some value. Now these values are kept in memory. Okay, those are kept in some memory, and that memory represents some address. Okay, so when we are saying A is B, that means whether we are pointing to same address in the memory or not. You're getting this? We are pointing to the same address of the memory or not. When we are declaring C, right? So this is also 1 and 2, but it has some different address. Getting it? In the memory, it has some different address, and that's the reason the value which is present in A is representing some other address, and value which is there in C is representing some other address, and that's the reason A is C is false. Does that make sense? Make sense? That means, but here in this case, A is equal to 1, 2, and B equal to A. That means what we are telling, the address, the memory which is at address A, I'm giving that address to B as well. Okay, so we are pointing to the same memory. Does that make sense? Okay, fine. So this is, that's the reason it is, here it is true and here it is false. I hope this makes sense, right? Okay, fine. Fine. So this is what, so basically identity and membership, these are the two new operators in Python. Are we clear on this? Are we clear on this, guys? So we are done with the operator. Okay, we are done with the operator. Now we are left data types also, we are done with the data types. So see, data types, okay, let's just walk through, let's walk through the data types in Python. Okay, so okay, so let's say this name. Okay, so name has data type Vaibhav. Okay, this age has data type, name has the value Vaibhav, age has the value 35. So this is string, this is integer, right? So these are data type. So basically in other language, if you are coming from non-Python background, so you might have learned about primitive uh, primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Okay, but in Python, generally it is not that way. In Python, it is like you have a mutable and immutable. Okay, we will go in depth in our next tomorrow session, day after tomorrow, what session in our next session. Okay, so we will be learning the complex data types in our next session. So over there we will go deep into it. But right now, just remember. So we have data types like int, float, str, that means string, boolean, list. Okay, so these are the special data types in Python. Okay, these are the special data types: list, tuple, set, and dictionary. So these we are going to cover in our next session. Okay, and these are very important, so don't miss that session. It's a very important one. Okay, fine. So list, tuple, set, and dictionaries. Okay, so these are the data type. Fine. And we say Python is a dynamically typed. Okay, Python is dynamically typed. So now what is meaning of dynamically typed? What is the meaning of dynamically typed? Who can answer this? Okay, again, means in other language, and I'm just making the comparison. Okay, so again, I'm going back to this page. Here I will say name equal to, I'll say name, my name is Vaibhav. Okay, fine. So now tell me, what is the data type of name? What is data type of name? String, correct? Data type of name is string, correct? Right? Okay, so how I can find the data type? I can just say type of name. Okay, let me do one thing. All above, I will just comment. Fine. And I will just save this. So name is equal to Vaibhav. Okay, and I want to find the data type of this. So let me run this. Okay, so see what I did. I should have this one. Okay, so this print data type. Okay, not just type, because we are not printing. There is no output, right? We just learned about input and output. So when we will get the output, if we give the print statement, then we are going to get the output, right? Okay, so see, when we are learning, so that time we use print a lot. Okay, but when we start programming, you will hardly see print anywhere. Okay, mark this word. Later on, you will find the same. Okay, fine. Okay, so what it is? Class str. Fine. So this is str. In Python, everything is object. In Python, everything is object. So this belongs to class object, and data type is str. Does that make sense? Okay, fine. Okay, so now, okay, we were talking about what is meaning of dynamically typed. So what I will do, name equal to 10. And then I will say, okay, so I will say this. Now what should happen? Now what should happen over here? Okay, what should happen? Initially, I said it is name equal to Vaibhav, right? And then if I print, Vaibhav will be printed and the type will be str, right? If I say 10 in other language, if I'm coming from Java or CPP, this will throw an error, right? Because every variable has its data type predefined, correct? But here in Python, Python is dynamically typed. So if it was string, later on we can mark that as a integer, or we can change the value of it, and it can be of any data type. Getting it? It can be of any data type. Okay. Okay. So this is a boon. Okay. This is a boon, and this can be a curse if we don't handle it properly. And that's the reason we have Pydantic, okay, to handle this. Or we have data classes, or we have typedict, which we are going to learn. Okay. So when we go into products. Okay, when we create products, we want that the variables which are declared, those should have some particular schema. And if that schema is not there, then it should throw error. And that is how we need Pydantic data classes. If you remember, we were discussing about it, right? So we need those, correct? Okay, so this is a boon for newcomers, for learning purpose, for making some small projects. Okay, so this is a boon. But in big projects, it becomes curse, and we have to handle it. Okay, fine. So so Python is dynamically typed. Anybody has any questions on this? So what topic we just covered? We just covered data types. Okay, fine. Anybody has any query about data type? Okay, so basically we are left with loops. Okay, so we are done with variables, we are done with data type, we are done with operator, we are done with conditions, input output, UV package manager. We are just left with loops. Okay, partially we have done this loop. One is for loop, one is while loop, right? We saw the difference in for and while. While is used when we don't know how many count of iterations we are going to do, then we use while. And for we will use when we don't know, when we know the count, we will use for, right? Okay, fine. So is anyone has any queries as of now? Does anyone have any query as of now? No? Okay, fine. Fine. So this is our small, sorry. So see, this is our while loop. Okay, this is our while loop. So what does while contain? While true. Okay, one more thing in Python means we should know. In Python, indentation is very important. Okay, in Python, indentation is very important. So what is meaning of indentation? Just check this. Okay, so this if started from, let me uncomment it. Let me uncomment everything. Okay, uncomment everything. What is indentation? So the space which we are giving, right? So this is nothing but indentation. So with indentation, we will come to know whether it lies in which block of statement. So see, in other language, we have curly braces to mention a block of statement, right? But in Python, we don't have curly brace or anything. It is just the indentation. So you have to focus on it. So so let's say if choice is equal to 1 and we provided a colon over here, and we provided some space, and then that means, so this statement belongs to this if. Okay, if I go ahead and remove this, then it is giving me error. But actually what it means, this is different and this is different. And why it is giving me error? Because it says here it's a colon, and in colon there is nothing. There is nothing, and that's the reason it is giving me error. So in Python, indentation is very important. Okay, if you miss the indentation, you are missing the program. So let's say if I just do this, okay, so now what will happen? In the else, this line is part of else. Getting it? So it will check choice equal to 1, choice 2, choice 3, and if does not belong to any of this, it will come here. Okay, and then it will go here as well. Okay, so now just because of indentation, now this statement belongs to else, or everything. So this everything now belongs to S till here. Okay, now till here. This belongs to else. Okay. Anybody has any query on the indentation? Indentation, highly important in Python. Any query on the indentation wise? No? Any query? Fine. Fine. So I think that's okay. So indentation is very important. Okay. Fine. So now in this while loop, I want to see what is the content of while loop. So everything is in the while only. Correct? Everything in the while. I'm just clicking on this arrow. If you are not identifying, I'm just clicking on this arrow. Okay. So what is in the while? These are let me show you. So I was just saying this is in the else. In the else, what is there? There is only one statement. See, if I move this over here, okay, if I move this over here, and now if I do this, you can observe. Can you observe what is gone? Observed? Right now, this line number 14 is also part of LC, correct? Does that make sense? Okay, so indentation is important. Okay, fine. So everything is in the while loop, and in while loop we are printing this first 5 things. Okay, then we are taking input, then we have some value. As we take input, we have some value, then we are comparing those values. If it is equal to 1, then we will see what is there in this if. This much is there in this if. Okay, so it started from here. You can just here, it started from here all over till here. You can see this yellow line. That means this everything is part of this if. Okay, fine. So if it is choice 1, then it will go here and it will say what was our choice? Add expense. So to add expense, again it is asking enter category. Okay, enter category, then float input, enter amount. That amount will go here. Okay, so this category, this amount, and again this is object. This is object. So in object, what we have key value pairs. So see, this is part of our next topic. Okay, where we will learn object, dictionaries, and this is you can say object is nothing but a dictionary in Python. Okay, so okay, so very similar. Okay, so object dictionary. Fine. So the category and we will whatever category we are entering over, it will go here. What amount we will enter, it will go here. Fine. Then we will this expense. Now this expense append expense. So we are appending this object into this expense. Now what is this expense? This expense is nothing but an list which is empty right now. But as we add something, append is we are adding on top of this. Okay. Now this is part of our next topic, where we are going to learn, wait a minute, where we are going to learn device, right? Where is the device? Okay, device topic. Okay. So where we are going to learn list, tuple, sets, dictionaries. Okay. Fine. Okay. Fine. So I will not explain much right now, as already we are overshooted. Okay. So I will not go deep into it. Again, the same thing goes here. If I choose choice 2, then length of expenses, what I have. So it is going to view those. And again, we are using Claude. Okay, let's do one thing, guys. Okay, so with respect to today's topic, we are just left with the loops, and I don't want to hurry to make you understand. Okay, all other topics we have completed. In loops, we have theoretically we have seen what is loop, for loop, while loop. Implementation we will see in the next topic, in next session. Okay, and I will give you this program. Okay, you have to make sure you have to go through this program, and there are for today there are assignments as well. Okay, so we have assignments every session. You will have assignment, and you have to make sure that before coming to the next session you have to complete those assignments. Okay, we are here for 40 days, guys. We are going to have 20 sessions, but those will be across 40 days. So in each session you will be given some assignment, and you have to complete that assignment. If you want to upskill yourself, I need your what I can say, efforts. Means 1 hour of every day to code. Okay, you have to code every day. You have to give that efforts to code and complete the assignment, so that in whatever we are discussing in the next session, you are understanding it. Okay, fine. We'll do one thing. We will stop here for the day, and if you have any queries, I'm here. Unless and until all the queries are resolved, I will be here. You can, if you have any queries, you can stop and ask me. Otherwise, I will say we are good for the day. Okay. Let me know your comments, guys. If you have what approach we are following, this is completely a project-based approach. This is how we can build the products. Learning this way will make you a better engineer, a better programmer, a better AI engineer. Okay, you can create better agentic applications. Just explaining theoretically, that will not make sense. So this is what I feel. If you agree, that's well and good. We can move forward. Okay, I think this is all for the day one, and we can stop here. Let me know if you have any queries. I will be sharing you assignments to do. You will get it by today night or maybe tomorrow morning. And even what we are going to cover in this, let me give you this straight ahead. Okay, I will ping you. Let me ping you. Even in, I make sure that you are part of our community group. Okay, we have our WhatsApp community where I will be sharing all the assignments. Everything will be shared. Okay, fine. Even you will get the recordings. So everything what we are going through is being recorded, and you will get the recordings. Okay, those who have already paid for the course, they will get the recordings. Those who are not, they cannot join from the next session. Okay, let me stop recording for now. Okay, okay. If any queries, you can wait and ask questions. Otherwise, you are free. This is the day for us. You are feel free to drop off. Thank you, sir. Thank you for appreciation. Okay, now we are only left. Saurabh, was that good day?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fine. Okay, guys. I think I already stopped recording.